Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I am the creator and author of the Get Resultsology system and a dedicated accountability coach. My mission is to empower solopreneurs to unlock their true potential, boost their income, and achieve extraordinary success by maximizing productivity, streamlining their businesses, and aligning their goals with their authentic vision and purpose. If you're ready to turn ambition into action and transform your goals into reality, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to say we are joined today by Tina Bakehouse. Now, Tina is the founder of Tina B LLC, and Tina is an intuitive communication coach, helping heart-centered leaders and organizations communicate effectively. A published author of Discovering Our Magnetic Speaker Within, Tina has over 20 years of experience teaching communication and theatre, including a decade at Creighton University. She has worked in HR, non-profit strategy, and storytelling for a bank. She holds communications in holistic psychotherapy, Kersey temperament, and improvisation, along with a master's in communication studies. A former Walt Disney cast member, TEDx speaker, and Leadership Iowa participant, Tina empowers individuals and teams through coaching, workshops, and keynotes on storytelling, temperament, and communication. Tina, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you so much, Robin. I'm excited to be here.
It's wonderful to have you here too. And whereabouts are you in the world, Tina?
I am in the Midwest, Omaha, Nebraska in the United States.
Okay, I'm going to throw you now and be very British and ask you, what's the weather like?
Well, it's actually quite sunny and lovely, and it's going to be probably upper 60s in terms of Fahrenheit. So we're excited about that. March can be about anything here.
Same here, but that's my Britishness coming out for you there. So shall we do the questions?
Absolutely. I am ready.
All right, we'll get the clock up on the screen and we'll begin. And there it goes. So Tina, could we first talk about what you do? Please, who is your ideal client?
I am, as you noted in my bio, an intuitive communication coach. And so I love to tap into and target heart-centered leaders and advocates for change who are excited to share their mission and message to the world and need my help and guidance, crafting, engaging content, and delivering in their authentic speaker style. They're open to feedback, and they do this on any stage.
Okay, that's perfect. Could you elaborate on that a little bit, please, and help us understand a little bit more about the problem or problems that you solve?
Yes, so I draw out the beautiful magnetic light in leaders so that they are aware and are empowered to stand in their strength and speak their truth, whether it's in a boardroom or on the TED stage or in a networking event sharing their business story.
Okay, that's very clear. Thank you. And very interesting too, I have to say. I'm leaning in there and thinking, oh, this sounds quite good. So, well, it sounds very good, actually. So what is one valuable free action that our audience can implement that will help them to solve that problem or problems, please?
Well, I love the work of Joe Dispenza. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about the difference between visualizing and experiencing. And I know that a lot of communication coaches say, visualize yourself doing well. Well, I want to take it a step further. Experience yourself being that magnetic speaker, that communicator. And so what it means is think, feel, and be that heart-centered speaker and leader.
Perfect. Yes. And the other one, perhaps even hear it too for people that are more auditorily
Absolutely.
inclined. Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. Thank you. very much identify with what you're saying there. So now that we have a better understanding of what you do, let's dive into goal busting, Tina, focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve business goals. So could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits, please?
Absolutely. And I'm going to do this under the vein of communication. If you are looking to craft a keynote or a message, I think it start first with your mind. Be very aware of where you are, what you're thinking, and how you be, and get grounded and have a focus. What is that one thing, that one goal, that one purpose? How are you going to, and what do you want to do? And then the next is the message, the means in which you're going to do it. So it's outlining yourself, like, how am I going to prepare? What is the context for what I'm looking forward to doing? Because in the world of speaking, your context impacts your content. So it's doing the pre-work of who's that target audience. Ask yourself, what is it that they want and need? And that impacts your message. And then use the organizational pattern that you select and arrange information that makes sense to you, that then draws your audience to pierce their listening so that they choose to continue to listen and do what you're asking them to do with your message. And finally, in addition to the mind and the message, are your mechanics. Just like athletes don't go in cold, you need to warm yourself up and prepare your voice and your body. So I recommend, to be more productive, whether in your work or in your speaking, you must breathe, you must move your body, fuel it appropriately, and do those warm-ups in terms of vocally, but also have a clear ritual that you do for your business, for your speaking, that is productive, clear, and consistent.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And it ties in beautifully with your earlier answers about visualizing and who you are being and or who you are becoming, because it is all about seeing, hearing, feeling, knowing who you are.
Absolutely.
And that's all about
Be.
being, go ahead,
I said just be.
just
Be the who
be.
that you are,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. Or even be present.
Mhm.
Yeah, both. Yeah,
In
that's
fact,
brilliant.
I have a mug that says that very thing.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
Be
wow. It's
focused on the
almost like
moment
I
at
knew you had
hand.
that. I didn't actually.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. That's very good. Okay, well, there we go. Oh, spooky. Goosebumps. Right. Okay. So, one final question then, please, Tina, is what should I have asked you today that I didn't? And of course, your answer, please.
Absolutely. So the question that came to mind as I mulled this over was, how can I safeguard what's sacred to me and protect my peace? And that comes from a leader standpoint in my business, as well as a communicator. And how I would answer that is, what comes to mind as spring is we're embarking in spring here in the Midwest, is the meadowlark and how they be. And that is in terms of, they have a peaceful sound, a very mellow whistle. So how can you be peaceful with what you say and how you actually communicate with other people and have that neutrality and not be so energetically charged? They also forage low and on the ground. So it's grounding yourself in your inner being so that you have a connection to your heart, that you can then embark upon a very clear conversation that moves forward with the purpose. And they perch, they have clarity on where they sit, whether it's a post or even a telephone wire. You as well need to be in that clear state of being in mind. And flight. The way they take flight is very distinctive. It has a sequence to it, and it's short movements. So if you think about moving forward, what are those one small steps, like James Clear talks about, the 3% that you can do that will move you forward, whether it's speaking or in your business?
Excellent. Of course, when you fly, you soar.
Yes, absolutely. The higher, like Jonathan Livingston Seagull,
Yes, exactly.
being your best and freest and highest self.
Yes. And actually, as I was listening to you there, we're both kind of talking about the same thing, but from using our own unique way of communicating, which is I'm quite strong on hot in my book on what I call a personal life vision. And your analogy there is like, I might have to nick this and put this in revise my book. I wouldn't,
I
but
love it.
it's
You are
actually
absolutely welcome to it for sure.
I thought, yeah, but the analogy is perfect, and it is about being. It is about your state of being present, and being. And I make the point in my book about how being a coach that goals are not enough. In fact, they discovered that goals actually set up feelings of obligation which stress us out, and that's how we resist them. But what you're describing, if I may, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is about by being yourself, there is no resistance, there is no feeling of obligation. It's just, the analogy I use, it's almost like falling off a log, but you're falling into yourself in a good
And it's
way.
very freeing. It's softer, it's lighter, and it's just a glorious dance.
Yes, lovely, beautiful, and a nice analogy to end on as well. So, Tina, very important final question for you, which is how can people reach you? And in fact, it's a two-part question, which is also, is there like a valuable free resource that they could get from you as well? And we will post the links to whatever you give us there on the YouTube video and with any transcriptions that come with the podcast.
Absolutely. That first question, the best way that people can connect and contact me is through my website, tinabakehouse.com. That's tinabakehouse.com, where you can sign up for my beautiful newsletter and get tips and tools on how to communicate with more magnetism. That's Tina, Tina, Bakehouse, B as in boy, AKEHOUSE.com. And then what I'm giving for a fun freebie that I feel like will be a lovely resource is a full free chapter to my book, Discovering Our Magnetic Speaker Within. It's an audio version, which I actually read aloud. And that in and of itself was quite a process of 20 hours of recording. And you get a delightful first chapter, and it lays out, what do I really mean by magnetic, as far as tapping into that inner essence that connects others to the words that you share to make that impact you desire.
That's a fantastic, valuable free resource. Thank you so much for offering to share that with our audience as well. That's really kind. And also, fair play to you for the audio recording. I've just done my entire book. It's hard work, isn't it? It's very hard work.
What they don't tell you is it's a nerve-sided experience. You get nervous because what are people going to think? It's very vulnerable. You get excited because you're like, I'm learning all these things. And it's rigorous. I mean, writing is hard. And you don't want to do it alone. And yeah, it's doing it every day. Like Jerry Seinfeld said, don't break the chain. You got to chip away.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, we must end. But thank you so much. That's been absolutely brilliant. I've loved everything that you've shared with us today. I found it very interesting indeed. And I just want to say once again, thank you so much, Tina Bakehouse.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you. You're welcome. And bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.